Hello, good day everyone, depending on where you're watching from. This is Bomb Bequests. We are Bomb Bequest channel on YouTube and other platforms on the social media. Welcome back again. Today we'll be talking on a very important topic, which is hidden treasures. Hidden treasures. I will be taking our focal point from the scriptures, Second Corinthians 4, verse 7, which says, "For we have these treasures in earthen vessels, that the excellency might be of God and not of us." Now, while this topic, have we ever wondered the brain behind the world's best and fascinating innovations and technological developments? What are the brain behind all of this? We would have thought that these were made by superhumans or semi-gods or demigods, but no, these were actually innovations which sprouted out from experimentation, a lot of testing, a lot of lab tests and so many other workings on it. It was worked upon, calculated upon, and at the end of the day, it turns out to be incredible. Now, with this illustration, this goes to show that we humans, we have super innate abilities in us. We have incredible abilities that when we put them into use, the world will be a better place and the world will be in awe of what we have actually come up with. So it is very important we discover the hidden treasures inside of us. Remember, the Bible said something in the creation story that when God created man, he created man in his own image. Genesis 1, verse 27 and 28 goes to show that God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And in verse 28 it goes further to say, "And God blessed them, and God said unto them, Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth, and have dominion over everything upon the surface of the earth, upon the fowls in the air, the birds of the air, and upon every living thing that moveth on the surface of the earth." So God has given us this world, this planet Earth, to dominate, to be fruitful and explore and become the best we can be. So it's left for us to discover these treasures in us, because there is a question that keeps going on and on. Some group of individuals, they feel like great men, some were born and some were made, and not even everybody was born great or has something in him or her. So I am here to tell you, I am here to announce to you that everybody on the surface of the earth has something super, something incredible, something fascinating that God has put on the inside of him, that will make him or her be a wonder to the world. So it's left for us to discover it, put it into use. Now, like I also said, great men, are they born or made? Everybody on the surface of the earth was born great. So in the making is when we harness the super abilities in us. We harness it after the discovery, we harness, we put it into use, we create value out of it. Remember, the value you place on whatever you have is what it would entail, what it would turn out to be. God has placed it in you. It is left for you to place that value. It is not God that will place the value. When you discover it, no matter how minute it might seem, when we place a very high value on it, it will be a wonder to our sphere of contact and to our generation. Now, I will be concluding with this phrase that says the fair share principle. A lot of people, they have this level of low self-esteem. They are like, God gave this person this type of talent, God gave this one this type of talent, this is better than mine. But no, like I said, the fair share principle. Remember when Jesus was speaking to his disciples in Matthew 6, his disciples came to him and said, "Father, please teach us how to pray." And there was one statement he made from the beginning. We are not talking about the Lord's Prayer now. We are talking about the very first statement Jesus made. He said, "Our Father, our Father." He did not say James' father. He didn't say John's father. No, he said our Father, which means he's a father to all. So the same way he values one, he values another. So if he values everybody the same and equally, it means we all have a fair share of skills, talents, and blessings, supernaturally and otherwise. Then, secondly, on the issue of the fair share principle, we can also recall that in Matthew, the same Matthew 5 was also talking about that God is a just God. He makes rain to fall and the sun to shine both on the just and on the unjust. Indirectly, he's saying both those who live rightly, those who do wrong things, those who live their lives anyhow, and regardless of how we see them, because men tend to judge other individuals or fellow humans. So no matter who we think we are, no matter how best we think we are, the other person who we feel is lesser than us, um that person still has a measure of Christ and God's gift. And finally, the third factor, or the third tale on the fair share principle, is from 2 Corinthians 9 verse 10. Remember, Paul was speaking to the Corinthians and he said, God gives bread to the eater and seed to the sower. So why bread to the eater and seed to the sower? Meaning whatever you can do, your position, the circumstance you find yourself, wherever it is, that there is a provision for you. So all we need to do is discover those special abilities and harness them, and it will be for our own good. Remember, in Proverbs 22, verse 29, the Bible said something. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings and not mean men. So, when you are diligent in what God has asked you to do by harnessing your talents, you will stand before kings. The skills and talents are in you for your prosperity, for your influence, for your fame, for your blessing. So whatever you think you are looking out for, probably you've not gotten to a certain height that God wants you to get to, and you're asking yourself, how do I get there? What do I have? Please look no further. It is inside of you. It's on the inside of you. Look for it, discover it, and at the end of the day, the sky will be your starting point. I love you all. See you at the top. Thank you.